What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is widely considered the face of the sport of boxing, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, and the undisputed super middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'8", with a 70-inch arm reach. Canelo Alvarez is chasing a ghost of his past. Canelo Alvarez yesterday, he took on and defeated the 19th world champion of his career in 3-time junior middleweight world champion, who is now the former undisputed junior middleweight world champion and is the unified junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer JERMELL Ironman Charlo. Okay? Canelo Alvarez, he beat JERMELL Charlo last night. That made his 19th world champion that he beat. And he did it in very convincing fashion. And after the fight, he shook hands with a guy that's his nemesis, right? And that's a guy that holds the record. And that's retired, legendary, iconic Hall of Fame superstar boxer, 5-division world champion, former pound-for-pound king, the man known as Money, pay-per-view king, 2 separate careers, known as Pretty Boy Floyd, then he had the Money Mayweather era, and that's Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired 50 wins, no loss, no draw, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He's a 5-division champion, 130, 135, 140, 147, 154. Floyd Mayweather holds every record known to the sport of boxing, especially revenue, pay-per-views. But he holds a very important record to Canelo Alvarez, which is he holds the record for beating the most world champions than anybody in the history of the sport of boxing at 23. Now, Floyd Mayweather himself took on and defeated one of those 23 guys, is Canelo Alvarez, whom he beat back in September of 2013. 10 years ago, he beat Canelo Alvarez. 11 years ago, he beat Canelo Alvarez, right? Dominated Canelo Alvarez. He won every single round against Canelo Alvarez. So Floyd Mayweather beat 23 world champions in his career, the most in history. Now, some people will say Floyd Mayweather beat 22 world champions because one, they didn't count. Floyd Mayweather beat 23 world champions in his career. And now Canelo Alvarez is chasing that ghost. Because he didn't beat Floyd Mayweather in the ring, but he's trying to beat him outside. And it was such a dominating performance, right, that people dismiss the loss to Floyd Mayweather. But nonetheless, he's beaten him. And he dominated Canelo Alvarez. And now Canelo Alvarez has his sights set on that record of Floyd Mayweather's. And it's well in his sights. It's very, very doable. Actually, I think Canelo Alvarez will do it. I think Canelo Alvarez will break Floyd Mayweather's record of beating the most world champions in boxing history. He will hold that record. he has some big names and some big champions ahead of him that he can fight and he can break that record with, and he's going to do so in dramatic fashion. He became the first Mexican-born fighter to become undisputed and hold all 4 major sanction belts. He's in the history books. And now, in his next fight, he's at 19. So he needs to beat 5 more. 4 to tie it, 5 more to break the record. Can Canelo Alvarez beat 5 more world champions? At 33 years of age, absolutely. I think he's going to not only break Floyd Mayweather's record, but he's going to shatter it. Depending upon, he said he loves boxing. He's obsessed with boxing. Depending upon how long he stays in the sport, I see Canelo Alvarez fighting for another 5 years. And if he fights for 5 years, he's going to beat some quality former world champions, some quality champions, and some non-quality world champions, guys that may be past it. But nonetheless, he's going to beat them. And he has a big fight coming up. He's going to lose to some. I believe he's going to lose to some. But there's big opportunities in front of him. He has, in the very near future, I believe he's either going to fight undefeated, former WBC 2-time super middleweight world champion, Mexican-Ecuadorian superstar boxer, David the Mexican Monster Benavidez, who is 27 wins, no loss, no draw, 23 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 6'2" with a 75-inch arm reach. He's a 2-time WBC champion. He's the mandatory for Canelo Alvarez undisputed titles. Another world champion. He also has a possible showdown with undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, now the reigning undisputed welterweight world champion superstar boxer, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the '1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and Terrence Bud Crawford, who's 40 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 36 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. Now, remember I said there's some quality world champions that he's going to beat. There's some non-quality world champions that he's going to beat. Those 2 are quality world champions that Canelo Alvarez can beat. Terrence Crawford and David Benavidez. Beating them is going to be high quality world champions that he's beaten, not just padding stats. Now, David Benavidez has a big fight coming up as he's going to face off against another former world champion and undefeated 2-division world champion superstar boxer, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Again, if Andrade beats Benavidez, it looks like they're going to fight November 24th. If Andrade beats Benavidez, then guess what? Benavidez or Andrade, whoever Canelo Alvarez fights, they're both world champions. And if he beats one of them, guess what? That's going to mark number 20. If he has a mega fight against Terrence Crawford, and he happens to beat Terrence Crawford, now these are fights that I think that Canelo Alvarez will lose. Nonetheless, he can win. They're not unwinnable. These are 50-50 fights. I actually favor Terrence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez. And I favor Canelo Alvarez to slightly beat David Benavidez. And I think Demetrius Andrade beats Canelo Alvarez. Styles make fights. Nonetheless, those are 3 world champions that Canelo Alvarez can fight. And I'm going to give you another name that Canelo Alvarez can fight and definitely can beat. And there's a big storyline. And that's undefeated 2-division world champion, former unified junior middleweight world champion, now the reigning WBC middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, JERMELL Lions Only Charlo, who is 32 wins, no loss, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 6'12" with a 74-inch arm reach. He is the identical twin brother to JERMELL Charlo, whom he just beat yesterday. And there is a storyline. But once again, JERMELL Charlo is another world champion. Now, I think, no slight to JERMELL Charlo, but I think that between Terrence Crawford, JERMELL Charlo, and David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, I think the more winnable fight for him is JERMELL Charlo. And it may be Demetrius Andrade because of the lack of activity, but the style, the southpaw, 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach, and he's a southpaw pure boxer that's slick. that makes it hard for Canelo Alvarez to beat that style. Jermall Charlo is more stationary, gives Canelo Alvarez more opportunities. But again, these are 4 world champions. Win, lose, or draw, he can fight all 4 of them. Meaning that even if Benavidez beats Andre, he still can fight and beat Benavidez and then still fight Andre down the line. That's 2 world champions. If he beat them, he will be 21 wins over champions. Only 3 wins shy. And then there's a rematch with Dimitri Bivol, who is another world champion. Now, I don't think he'll win that fight, but that's another world champion, another opportunity. Right? So there's plenty of opportunities in world champions. And because Canelo Alvarez is the cash cow and the face of boxing, he gets the opportunity to pick and choose the world champions that he wants to fight and beat. And you best believe he told Floyd Mayweather, I'm chasing that ghost. I'm going to beat you at something. And it's very doable for Canelo Alvarez. Again, like I said, it ain't going to be easy. But there's world champions, former world champions that Canelo Alvarez can fight, pick and choose to fight, and he can actually beat them and surpass Floyd Mayweather's record. He only needs 5 wins. He needs 5 wins. And it's very, very doable because he's only 33 years of age. He just turned 33. So he has at least 5 years to beat 5 champions and break Floyd Mayweather's record, which I believe he will do. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. And there's one record, that's a record that Floyd Mayweather is extremely proud of. He always brags about, I beat more world champions than anybody in the history of sport of boxing. That's a record he's extremely proud of, and that's a record that Canelo Alvarez can possibly break. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.